parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
Looking good. Looking very good. Let's hope it's not a wet race, because a wet race around Canada is a bit of an annoying wet race. Ooh, big time upgrades. Twats. It would be a wet race, wouldn't it? Well, it's only part wet, so I suppose that's not it's not too bad. There's the contract. Although they want us to qualify second now. Okay. If you say so. Everything's looking good. We get new stuff with the free stuff after this race. So, let's look at your championship standings. And after we won in Monaco, we lead the way. From best to run on, Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Brendan Hartley, Daniel Ricciardo now in 8th place, Lance Stroll and Kevin Magnussen round out your top 10 in points. And there are still 4 cars that have scored the proverbial goose egg. Sergei Sorokin, Kimi Raikkonen, Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg. And who would have thought? Those dominant Renaults. Why are we looking at this screen? Oh, that's right, we're checking out our comparison over Season 4. We basically mirrored our Toro Rosso, just with slightly better results. So, with that being said, we're now going to go get practice around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And then we are going to get qualified, and we shall see you guys for the exciting Canadian Grand Prix.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions. And watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Paul completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso and Ericsson, Stroll, Ocon, Van Dorn and Pierre Gasly, Magnussen, Hamilton, Brendan Hartley and Bottas, Sainz, Raikkonen, Nico Hülkenberg and Sergei Sorokin. Vettel and Roman Grosjean starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race.
Good luck indeed. P2. Just narrowly beaten by Charles Leclerc to the pole. The lucky Monegasque prick. But hopefully we'll be singing the Canadian national anthem at the end of this. One stop today off the Hypersoft onto the Ultrasoft. But it looks like the Hypersoft will link right into the wet period. So that should be one to look out for. But 18 laps of pure torment and torture around this place. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Well, when I say fun, fun for me, not for them. Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be a good race. So here we go, 5 red lights are on, and it's lights out, away we go. And it's a pretty decent start actually. It's not too bad, but then we get bogged down by Sergio Perez. Try going the outside of him, we'll get him. See if we can get Sinclair. Oh, a bit of rubbing with Leclerc into the first corner, but it looks like we're going to settle into P2 with Perez dancing all over our rear end into turn 3 and 4. Now through turn 5 and 6, he's still dancing all over our rear end. Go away. That pink car, go away. Us 3 have checked out from the McLaren of Fernando Alonso already. We are off and we are gone. As Perez goes down our inside into turn, well, whichever one that is, that's turn 8. Oh, up over the rumble strips to turn 9. Will we keep that position? I think we're going to have to. Yes, we will. It's all looking good now as we come into turn number 10. The deep braking hairpin. Basically, we want to get this move on Leclerc done before the rain comes. As soon as the rain comes, then it's settle in and hope we stay in the right place. But that Alfa Romeo Sauber has got
we're
some
through the start
grunt,
phase. Now let's build on it.
Big old upgrade this weekend as we hit the curves pretty hard. Speaking of hitting the curves hard, Alonso has got Ricciardo over his rear wing. But it's not Ricciardo making a move, it's Ericsson making a move from P5. Oh! Where did Ericsson slide in from? Ericsson out of nowhere, he's taken Ricciardo and now he's fighting Alonso for P4. He's going to get him as well. Or will Frankie hanging around the outside? Yes, he will. That's going to put Ericsson back towards Daniel Ricciardo as we go to one of the Renaults fighting with one of the Williamses that looks like Sergei Sorokin. He's fighting with Nico Hülkenberg for P17, and that's a job done with the greatest of ease. As we set the you're going to set the fastest set because a fastest lap really hasn't been posted yet. Because if I know anything, Charles Leclerc is going to set the fastest lap of the race, and then we're going to be squandering as we go back to Ericsson and Alonso. That fight didn't look like it was finished. It's not finished now. Those Saubers have got some pace this weekend, folks. Those Saubers are going to take some beating, I think. And you can see that Stoffel Van Dorn is also struggling. He's got Esteban Ocon all over his rear wing for P8. And right behind him is one of the Toro Rossos that looks like the man Gasly. As Ocon hangs it around the outside of Van Dorn, and he's going to get P8. That was easily done and dusted. As one of the Haas's, that's Roman Grosjean, fights with Nico Hülkenberg for P18. I'll tell you what, ever since season 2, these Renaults have been garbage. It needed someone to come in and take them to the promised land. It looked like they were going to win races and win a championship, but it didn't work out for him, and they really suffered. I think he actually hit the wall there on the outside as well. As we go, a bit of a freeze on the screen there as we see Alonso and Ricciardo fight for P5. This time Ricciardo's going to get him, and you can see the rain has started. The rain has come early. That's interesting. That's very interesting indeed. As Ricciardo is going to rewind into the first corner. Here comes Lance Stroll out of nowhere in his home race, and he gets booted. And I mean booted quite viciously out the way. That's Ocon flying down his inside into turn 3, but he'll hold on for turn 4 and keep the Canadian in place there. Woohoo! What a start, folks. What a start by everyone there. As we go into the chicane, and we're still giving chase to
mix 2,
Charles
fuel
Leclerc
to mix 2
in that Sauber. I swear to God, those Saubers have brought some pace this weekend. They're the cars to beat today. Will we beat Charles Leclerc? If not P2 around Canada. It's not a bad result, but it's not the result that I would have wanted, unfortunately. Because I would have hoped for something a little bit better than that as we go into the chicane. Bang over the curves, almost not even close to the wall of champions. As we come to the line, start lap
some
number
information
5.
on Stroll.
Gap is 2.2 seconds to
It
the
seems
young
like there's some
Monegasque
kind of
driver,
problem with their car.
who really should have won the Bahrain Grand Prix, but his car let him down. As speaking of cars being let down, here comes Esteban Ocon around the outside of Stroll. And you may have heard we got a message saying that Stroll's got a problem with his car, so he's going to be going all the way back down the grid, which just sums up his time at the Canadian Grand Prix, because every race we come to, he just didn't have any luck at all.
Confirmed.
Now, that's a strategy call, but we're going to ignore it because we want to be masters of our own destiny here. We're going to pick the perfect moment to come in on Inters here. We know it's going to turn heavy rain, but will it be enough for intermediates? I am hoping so, as Lance Stroll and his woes continue. Here comes Stoffel Van Dorn around the outside for P8. And that should be job done. He's holding him off. No, he's got him now. Stoffel Van Dorn into P8. As you can see, the Toro Rosso having to think about it. That is the man Gasly. He's going to send it around the outside of turn 10. Look at all them queuing up behind Lance Stroll. You got Grosjean back there. Sorry, Magnussen. You got Hartley. They're side by side down to the chicane. In fact, Gasly got past him. If Stroll's got any kind of problem, he's going to have to really put it down out of this chicane to try and keep cars behind him. Oh, here comes there goes my man Nurch. Is that Hartley? I don't know who that is. No, that is Gasly. That's the man Gasly getting past Stoffel Van Dorn. He's going to have a go. But Stoffel's going to hold him off. But look at the run that Gasly got out of turn 4, and he's going to take that position. Thank you very much. As we go back to Kevin Magnussen. He's fighting with... actually, no, this is Stroll. That's Magnussen and Stroll. I don't know what's going on here. And that's Stroll getting overtaken by Lewis Hamilton. I think the director's taken an off day today, because we're seeing cars that are not are out of sequence here. Whoa! One of them was that Ferrari. That's a Ferrari sending it big balls deep down in there. Is that he's side by side with? That looks like Valtteri Bottas. That might be Kimi Raikkonen. I think he's going to slide back in, and that'll be that position retained. We're on lap 7. We've lost a hell of a lot of time somewhere. I don't know what's gone on with the race director today. I think he's gone for a nap. But you can see the rain is really coming down now. It's getting hard to turn into the hairpin here. So this might be the lap. This might be the perfect lap. All we need to do is we're going to go for the inters now. Let's see if this works, shall we? As we come into the pits. Trundling down this pit lane. Trundling down the pit-a-lane. Trundling down the pit-a-dit lane. So slow serene. There we go, up to speed now. So there we go, we're on lap 8, we've got the inters on. Let's see if this strategy works. We may have gone at the exact right moment here, and if we have, Charles Leclerc's in trouble. Because he's still out there on his hypersofts. We're going to bump it into overtake.
DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline.
So that just shows the pace that this this Red Bull had. And you can see we're visibly gaining on Esteban Ocon. He just doesn't have an answer. The dry tyre runners don't have an answer. In fact, here we go. Leclerc's now come in. He's decided it's time for intermediates, but I think he's a lap too late. I personally think he's a lap too late. Let's see if he's a lap too late here. There he is into his team of bot boys. There's the intermediates going on, and there he goes. So where are we? In fact, that was us there. It's going to be so close into turn 2. Oh, it's going to be close. That is really close. He got loose. Oh, there you go. P1. That's how it's done, folks. P1 round the outside. Inside here, I should say. Now I've got to do some damage, get away while he tries to get his inters up to temperature. Which is not going to be easy. We look back at Charles Leclerc. He's got some pace in that car today. He's got some proper pace there as he fought about a move, but nope, no dice, sir. Back towards Sergio Perez you go, and you can stay there as well. Did you like the Aston Martin logo on the back of the rear wing there? All over the rear wing. Why not? It's just perfect. Excuse me. I actually shouldn't have called that turn 1 because it's technically turn 3. Turn 1's a little kink before turn 2 and turn 3. As we go into turn 12 and 13, almost grazed of all the champions. Meanwhile, here's Lance. He's still struggling, bless him. Kimi Raikkonen round the outside for P12. Ferrari on Williams. So Williams should have the horsepower advantage. But no, he's back in behind Raikkonen.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Battery charge is high. I'm trying to save all my battery deployment for the 2 DRS zones, so to speak, even though there isn't DRS, because we want to keep Charles Leclerc behind us, you stupid bloody man. Not that it'll help, because Charles Leclerc will probably just send a big one down the outside again, like this. He's tried that move twice, and twice he's failed. That's just lunacy. He's got Perez all over his rear wing if he's not careful. And we're going to... Oh, that's a little deep into turn 10. That might give Charles Leclerc an idea down into the chicane at the end of the lap. It might not. He might just hold on. As we go back to the continuing woes of Lance Stroll, who's being overtaken by Lewis Hamilton for P13. See, that's how that move should have done. Oh, he's really held up everyone then. That was a bit naughty there. In fact, look at that. That shows how much Lance is struggling when a Renault gets past him, and the Renaults are woeful. That's Carlos Sainz for P14. He's got Roman Grosjean all over his rear wing. And look behind. I think the other Renault was being passed by Sergei Sorokin. In fact, here goes. Look at Stroll's getting back past that Renault. And he's took the Haas with him. Too wide, don't go right in that. In fact, the Renault's lost out big time there. That Renault was all over the place, and then some. Here comes Sergei Sorokin. He'll be around the outside of Carlos Sainz. You can bet that one up the inside now as well. That looks like job done. Yep. That's going to be job done because that Williams has got some oomph. Well, when it works, it's got some oomph. It hasn't got any oomph this season. What a shock that was. We know who we won't be using for F1 2019. Won't be using that Williams. My God. That Williams so bad it makes the Liminardi look like a Ferrari. That's right, I said something, folks, and I agree, and I stand by everything I just said as we go start lap number 12. Charles Leclerc only 3/10 behind us. This is a good fight, folks. This is a very, very good fight. As we go into turn 3, now turn 4. Through turn 5 and into turn 6. The car just stepping out ever so slightly then. And it was ever so slightly. As here comes Leclerc again. That's going to be the title. Here comes Leclerc again. He's going to go around the outside again. That's the 3rd time you tried that, Charles, and the 3rd time it's not worked. Sergio Perez is going to get past you, and I hope he does, because you, quite frankly, just don't deserve that position. We pretty much burned off our excess fuel.
We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
The fact we nearly burnt our fuel off. No, Jeff, I'll be the person that decides when we burnt our fuel off, not you. Do think the rain is starting to ease up a little bit, starting to clear up now, which will then bring in another interesting scenario. Will we switch to dry tyres for the last few laps? I hope we don't. Stay on the inters to the end. We can run these inters ragged as we go down into the turn 3 area. Look how much the track just drops from turn 3 and now through into turn 5. And then turn 6, turn 5, where Olivier Panis had that horrible crash in 2000. Broke both of his legs, the poor chap. That's it. Yep, you guessed it. Here comes Charles again. Oh, this time he's got it. Oh, a bit of contact. Bit of contact. That's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons. Did Leclerc get any damage from that? He's going to put Sergio Perez all over his back bumper. Side by side. Yeah, you two fight. We'll just disappear up the road here while you two fight. Perez is going to get a nice slipstream here off the Monegasque driver as he got on the grass on the outside. Look at that, side by side down to the chicane. Who's going to get the better of that one? That is utter confidence in it. Oh, we got the virtual safety car out. You may have just saw the VSC board flashed up. What's going on there?
Caution, caution.
So yeah, virtual safety car is out.
Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Okay, so that's Stoffel. Is Stoffel's gonna stop? He's just gonna trundle around the course now. So something's happened to Stoffel Van Dorn, and he's gonna retire from this race. Well, that's a dangerous place as well. That's where Robert Kubica broke both his legs.
We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
2003, I think it was, or 2002. It's a nasty place to be parked up there. So no wonder the VSC was called out, as we're back up to racing speed again.
Yellow flag.
We've got a little bit of a gap to Leclerc and Perez. Looks like Leclerc kept. There's Van Dorn. As we get slided into turn 10, the back end thought about stepping out there. As we go now down this long back straight, the St. Lawrence Seaway to our left. As we head down to the chicane with the Wall of Champions on the outside. I'm very thankful to say I've never ever crashed at the Wall of Champions, even though I am a former 3-time champion on this game.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
I have had a couple of scrapes at that wall, not a full-blown crash though. If Charles Leclerc's not careful, he'll end up as a full-blown crash into that corner, because I'll put him there. As we go through turn 5 to turn 6, will Leclerc have another go? I don't think he will, to be perfectly honest. I think he might have learned his lesson by now. I hope he has learned his lesson, because that corner into turn bloody fucking whatever corner it is, turn 8 and 9, it just is not a passing zone. Certainly not round the outside with that bloody wall in the way, because that bloody wall will kill you. It'll kill you in a heartbeat, and everyone knows it will. I mean, what kind of stump is that? As we get nice and brake, there we go, over the curves of the Wall of Champions. Now coming to start lap number 16. But you'll notice the rain has stopped. So now it's going to be an interesting call. What's the call now? Do you stay on these inters, knowing that they're going to burn a hole through themselves, or do you just take the gamble, go in for dries? 2 laps left, you can be faster than the inter runners. Oh, it's a tough call. I must admit, it's a tough call.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
3 laps of fuel remaining. We buried it right in the middle of the track there as we come through 8 and 9. Charles Leclerc all over our back end. Now he's disappeared, so he must have made a mistake as we go into turn 10. Oh, a bit very deep into turn 10. We got to get the power down quick and go. That's going to put Charles Leclerc all over our back end if we're not careful. Oh, they activate DRS. Oh, you jammy sods. You've activated DRS. What's Leclerc doing? He's just absolutely... What on earth? What's he... He's dived all around. I think he's made contact and he's pushed us into the pit lane. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. That's how you want to win a race, Charles. That's how you want to win a race, by weaving around all over the place and pushing someone off a track. Words fail me. Because now we're not going to finish where we need to finish. I cannot believe Charles Leclerc did that. Oh well, we're going to have to be faster now on these hypersofts. We're going to be faster, and we're going to have to absolutely pulverise the field. Because if we don't, then we're not going to finish any higher than probably
fuel remaining.
4th. Right, come on then, engine. ICE, it's the last race of the ICE. Give me everything you got. I want every little bit of horsepower at this Infiniti Renault engine. We're in lean, have to go lean down the main straight just to conserve fuel because it's that close.
This is your final lap of the race.
And this is the final lap, and we haven't even caught it yet. We're up to the back of Esteban Ocon. See, this is what I mean. The Hypersoft tyres will now be the king over that intermediate tyres. We throw it down the inside of Ocon. That's P6. That's one place, I suppose. Let's see if we can get up to the back of Fernando Alonso here. They're close. They're not too far down the road here. Our superior traction should mean that we get an absolute run on them. As we come out of the hairpin of the bottom, so we're not going to win this race. Thanks, Charles Leclerc. I hope you don't win, because if you win, I'm going to throw a fit. We're going to absolutely breeze it around the outside of Alonso. He's got no answer at all as we head into the chicane, and that will be P5. Who did Charles Leclerc won? Charles Leclerc wins this race. What an absolute bell end. And we're going to finish P5. Charles Leclerc, you can kiss my ass, boy.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this.
God
at the start
bless
of the weekend,
America.
but you've pulled through. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff from Sauber today. What a superb victory. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres. But at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else. And that's exactly what they had today.
So, here they come out now onto the podium after a thrilling Grand Prix. It just goes to show what a strong position the sport is in, that these independent teams can be so competitive. What a superb victory from the Sauber team. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
It's got to be Romain Grosjean. He was in another league for me today. Really impressive.
On to the constructors then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
I am annoyed. I'm properly annoyed at that, because we didn't deserve that. We were racing Leclerc as clean as he likes, and Leclerc just dumped us, basically, into the pit lane. Dumped us in the pit lane. Joke. mean, what more can you say? So Charles Leclerc wins the Grand Prix from Sergio Perez, Marcus Ericsson, then here come the Red Bulls, 4th and 5th. I suppose it shouldn't be too annoyed. It was not a bad finish. Alonso 6th, Ocon 7th, Gasly and Hartley, and then K-Mag brings out the top 10. Only one DNF, I do believe, and that was Stoffel Van Dorn. Oh well. Let's go see Claire. If she says good day today, I'm going to punch her too, because it wasn't a good day today.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations.
I should just no comment you for a stupid question like that. The standard's been high though.
It looks like you've really been focusing on research and development
Yes.
this season.
Because our car was garbage at the start of the season, you silly bint.
You had a close battle today, didn't you?
He's a great driver. What can I say?
Do you have any comments about
Yeah,
the
Charles
collisions?
Leclerc is a dick. But because I can't say that, you could have a no comment.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Good. Bitch. I really should. I should kick Charles Leclerc in the nads for what he did. Give him the old swift kick in the gonads. I actually don't believe he did that, but then again, I should. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do with a drunken sailor? What can we do with a drunken sailor?
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for.
Oh,
Keep it
shut up, Emma. It wasn't great work. I should have won.
We've received invitations
Now I'm
to new
salty.
historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of the
You can
season.
stick your debrief up your ass, you pong. Okay, let's see what we can do. I suppose the answer to that question is not a lot. I think if we keep hold of everything, we should be able to get some good stuff for France, maybe for Germany. Now that would be something. If we can get something for Germany. Turn the French, Austrian and British Grand Prix into a bit of a what's-it session and then just go hell for leather at Germany. That would be the ideal scenario. I shouldn't be. I suppose I shouldn't be too downhearted about everything. What we'll do though after this session, I think, yeah, we'll keep everything as is now. We'll use the old stuff for practice around Paul Ricard, and then change it over for quali and the race. But that's going to do it. So thank you for watching the Canadian Grand Prix. If you too think that Charles Leclerc is a dick, leave a like. It does help me out a lot. But until then, we will see you all next time around the circuit Paul Ricard. So till then, take care. We'll see you later.